Hard work.
The big man. Well, is this a fight that you're happy about with Okolie?
Yeah, I think the fans have pretty much demanded this, and we both want it. He's a very good fighter, and I always want to prove myself, and I think for me this is the toughest fight to date, and when it comes off, I'm sure that it's a great fight for the fans and for TV and everyone involved.
Well, do you not think this might be a little bit too early for him?
That's down to him, isn't it? It's up to him and his team to decide that. They clearly think that they're good enough. So, and his last fight, he looked destructive.
Yeah, he did against Lee Watkins. But we were just talking before, and I was saying, I can't read too much into that, because Mike Stafford, who'd had, in 2 fights, only 2 4-rounders, wobbled him in the 4th round and almost had him out himself. Yeah. So, was that something that was waiting to happen? I don't know.
Watkins was a good boxer, very good boxer, but I think he has been shown in the past that he's been a little bit chinny. And with someone like Okolie, if he's teeing off on you, you're going to get hurt. The guy can punch, and that's one of his best attributes. But I do. You've got to understand that Watkins was, I think he was 13 or 14-0. He was unbeaten. And he went over and beat the Commonwealth champion. So he was a good fighter, and for Okolie to do what he did to him,
well, he's picked up everything below you, hasn't he? He's cleaned up. You've cleaned up. At the British level now. So it's not a fight you need to do really, but
I enjoy being in tough fights, and the best of me comes out against good opponents, like you've seen with McCarthy, Kennedy, Simmons. I seem to just find another level, and hopefully, I'll do that again once this fight gets made.
Well, I think he showed a little bit of his that he's still a bit of a novice when he fought Chamberlain, because it wasn't the fight that we all expected, was it?
No, but it was a fight I expected. I called it. I did an interview for Sky, and I said it'd go exactly that way. I think the build up to that maybe might have been a bit too much, and for the nerves for him,
the whole occasion might have got to him.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, and they're both unbeaten. They had the rivals down in London, and I think it might have been a bit much, and they're both a bit scared of getting beat. So that's why that fight was always going to turn out like that.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that, because these are fights that the British public want to see, and as you've proven over your last 4 or 5 fights now, that you're definitely at the top of the tree in the British level. The next step for you after this fight then it's got to be European and world, hasn't it?
Hopefully that's the way I'd like to go. Yeah, you've got to understand that Usyk and Gassiev are fighting, and all them belts are going to be held up there, and they are 2 elite fighters. The one thing about me is I'm not stupid. I know that they're the best in the world right now. So we'll see what happens between them two, and at the minute I've just got to focus on whatever the challenge is next.
But this next challenge, if it goes the way you plan, do you hope to be on that world team? Because
I think it's
an exciting division now, that cruiserweight.
Yeah, it is, and there's some very, very good fighters. I'd like to think that I would be able to go up to that level and have a crack at it, and just be able to say, well, I give it a good go and hopefully maybe pick up a belt. But like I say, I can't look too far into that, because there's going to be hurdles in front of me that I need to get over first.
But 6 years ago you fought that Krzysztof
Glowacki.
Yes, and that was you was it the 10th or 11th round eventually?
The 11th, yeah.
Yeah, and but that was. You was really young and new to the game then.
Yeah.
Now do you feel, because he's gone on and
he's won world titles, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's only been beat by Ersk, who's fighting in that final of the World Boxing Series.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, and as much as it was to take that loss, I learned by, I guess, on the outside of boxing, that taking fights too soon, taking fights at short notice, having inexperienced people around me at the time, but which backfired for me. But I've learned through that now, and you've got to take it as a learning curve and come back stronger and come back better. And fortunately, I have.
Without a doubt, I first bumped into you when you fought Manny Edwards.
Yeah.
And I loved your work rate in that fight, mate, because I'd seen you previously on TV and it wasn't quite the same. But since you've joined the Jennings, it's been a different story, mate.
We can do everything. In that fight, I showed how fit I could be and how tenacious I was, and and then the fight after that, the fight after that was more of a strict, held back, picking my shots, using my boxing brain, using my feet. So with these, we don't just work on what's our best attribute, we work on getting things better that we might not necessarily be as good at. So, you know, we've got a good all-round game now.
Do you feel you're a much more complete fighter now? You feel you've got everything you need to, like you say, eventually get
there's still
world honours?
Yeah, there's still bits that obviously in my game that are pretty dog shit. And I know that myself, so we spend a lot of time working on it in the gym. But once I get that down to a T, I think I should be an all-round complete fighter by then.
Now, it's been made mandatory now, but there's no date or anything. We're going out to purses and all that.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people interested in this fight, but like we say, no venue just yet. I just know that it's been made mandatory, and hopefully he accepts the challenge and we get it on. But yeah, hopefully we get the date and all that sorted in the next month or so.
Right, nice one, Matty. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Lee.
Take care.
Take it easy.